If you're over 60 and dream of having better balance, a stronger core, and more confidence in your movements, but perhaps standing for long periods is a challenge, or you're worried about the risk of falling during exercise, then I have some incredibly exciting news for you today. What if I told you that you can achieve remarkable improvements in your stability and core strength without ever having to leave your chair? That's right. No standing required, no complicated equipment, just you, a sturdy chair, and a few minutes dedicated to some very specific, highly effective seated movements. Many seniors believe that meaningful balance and core work can only be done on their feet, but that's a common misconception. In fact, performing targeted exercises while seated can be an exceptionally safe and powerful way to awaken key stabilizing muscles, improve your posture, and build a rock-solid foundation that supports you in everything you do, whether you're sitting, standing, or walking. In this video, I am thrilled to guide you through what I call the ultimate seated routine for balance and core. We're going to explore 4 carefully selected exercises, each one designed to be performed safely and comfortably from your chair. I'll break down each movement step by step, explaining not just how to do it, but why it's so beneficial for your core strength, your spinal mobility, your lower body engagement, and ultimately, your overall balance and stability. You'll learn how to engage your core correctly even while seated, how to improve your posture from the ground up, and how these simple seated exercises translate into feeling more secure and confident in all your daily activities. So, if you've been looking for a truly accessible yet powerful way to enhance your balance and build that crucial core strength without the worry of standing exercises, then get comfortable in your favorite sturdy chair, and let's begin this journey to a stronger, more stable, and more confident you, all from a seated position. Our first exercise in this ultimate seated routine is the seated core-braced march. This movement might look simple, but when done correctly, it's incredibly effective for waking up your deep core muscles, engaging your hip flexors, and improving your seated posture, all of which are foundational for both seated stability and for preparing your body for safer standing and walking. Think of it as building your core strength from the very base of your spine, right from your chair. Many of us, especially if we sit for long periods, develop a slumped posture where our core muscles become lazy. This exercise directly counteracts that. Here's how to perform the seated core-braced march with precision. First, sit tall in your sturdy chair. You want to be positioned towards the front half of the chair, not leaning back against the backrest, unless you need that for initial support. Your feet should be flat on the floor, about hip-width apart, with your knees bent at a comfortable 90-degree angle. Place your hands gently on your lap, or you can let them hang by your sides. Before you even think about lifting a leg, let's focus on your posture and core engagement. Imagine a string pulling you up from the crown of your head, elongating your spine. Gently draw your shoulder blades back and down, opening up your chest. Now, for the core brace part. Take a normal breath in, and as you exhale, gently draw your belly button in towards your spine, as if you're trying to lightly zip up a tight pair of pants. This isn't about sucking your stomach in hard, it's a gentle but firm engagement of your deep abdominal muscles. Maintain this light core brace throughout the exercise. Now, for the marching, keeping that tall posture and core brace, slowly lift your right knee up towards your chest, as if you're marching in place while seated. Lift it only as high as is comfortable without letting your lower back round or your posture slump. At the same time, you can choose to lift your opposite arm, left arm, forward slightly, bent at the elbow, just like you would when walking. This is optional but can help with rhythm and coordination. Then, slowly and with full control, lower your right foot back to the floor. As your right foot touches down, immediately begin to lift your left knee up towards your chest, perhaps with your right arm coming forward slightly. Continue this alternating march, right leg, then left leg, in a smooth, controlled rhythm. What should you feel? You should feel your lower abdominal muscles working to help lift your knees and to keep your torso stable. You'll also feel your hip flexors at the front of your hips engaging. The key is to avoid leaning back or using momentum. The movement should come from your core and hips. Common mistakes include holding your breath, remember to breathe steadily, letting your posture collapse, or lifting your knees too high too fast, causing your pelvis to rock. Aim for about 10 to 15 marches per leg, so that's 20 to 30 total lifts. Go at your own pace. This exercise not only strengthens your core and hip flexors, but also improves your body's awareness of a stable, upright seated posture, which is the starting point for all good balance. Next up in our seated stability routine is the seated torso twist. This exercise is absolutely fantastic for improving the mobility of your spine, strengthening your oblique muscles, those important muscles along the sides of your waist, and enhancing your ability to rotate your torso safely. Why is this important for balance, even when seated? Well, many of our daily movements involve some degree of rotation. Reaching for something beside you, turning to speak to someone, or even just shifting your position in your chair. If your spine is stiff and your obliques are weak, these simple movements can feel strenuous and even compromise your stability if you try to do them while standing. By improving your rotational capacity from a secure seated base, you're building a more resilient and adaptable core. Let's get into the proper form for the seated torso twist. Continue sitting tall towards the front edge of your chair, feet flat on the floor, hip width apart, knees at that 90-degree angle. Again, that invisible string pulling your head towards the ceiling will help maintain your elongated posture. Now, you have a couple of options for your arms. You can either cross your arms over your chest, placing your hands on your opposite shoulders, or if you prefer, you can gently place your fingertips behind your ears with your elbows pointing out to the sides. Choose whichever feels more comfortable and helps you keep your chest open. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, slowly and gently begin to twist your entire upper body, your shoulders and chest, to one side, let's say to the right. The crucial part here is to initiate the twist from your waist and rib cage, not just by turning your head or shoulders. Imagine your spine is like a spiral staircase, and you're gently winding it up. Your hips and legs should remain stable and facing forward. Try not to let your knees or hips follow the twist. Only rotate as far as you can comfortably go while maintaining good posture and without any pain. You should feel a gentle stretch along the side of your torso and perhaps in your lower back, and you'll feel your oblique muscles on the side you're twisting towards engaging. Hold the twisted position for a breath or two. Don't hold your breath. Keep breathing smoothly. Then, slowly and with control, untwist back to the center. Take another breath, and on the next exhale, repeat the twist to the left side. Common mistakes to avoid include twisting too quickly or too forcefully, which can strain your back. Another is letting your hips or knees move with the twist. Really focus on keeping your lower body anchored. Also, avoid rounding your shoulders or slumping. Keep that chest lifted and spine long. Aim for about 8 to 10 smooth, controlled twists to each side. This exercise not only improves your core's rotational strength and flexibility, but also promotes better posture and can help alleviate back stiffness. It's a wonderful way to keep your spine healthy and mobile from the safety of your chair. Our third exercise is the seated side bend, and this movement is specifically designed to strengthen the muscles along the sides of your torso, primarily your obliques and your quadratus lumborum, which are absolutely essential for lateral stability. Think about what happens when you lean to the side to pick something up from the floor next to your chair, or when you need to stabilize yourself if you unexpectedly tilt sideways. These side-bending muscles are your first line of defense. Strengthening them while seated provides a safe way to improve your ability to control these lateral movements, which is crucial for preventing side-to-side sways and potential falls when you are standing or walking. Here's how to perform the seated side bend with good form and control. Remain seated tall on your chair, feet flat on the floor, hip width apart, and spine elongated, just as we've practiced. For this exercise, let your arms hang comfortably by your sides. You can also choose to place one hand lightly on your hip for awareness, or if you want a slightly deeper stretch and engagement, you can reach one arm up overhead as you bend to the opposite side. We'll explore that variation. Let's start with the basic version. Arms by your sides. Take a breath in to prepare. As you exhale, slowly and gently begin to bend your torso directly to one side, let's say to your right. Imagine you are trying to slide your right fingertips down the side of your right leg towards the floor. It's very important that the bend comes from your waist, not from collapsing your shoulder or twisting your torso. Keep your chest facing forward throughout the movement. Only bend as far as is comfortable and as far as you can go without lifting your opposite hip, your left hip in this case, off the chair. You should feel a stretch along your left side and an engagement of the muscles on your right side as they control the bend and then work to bring you back up. Hold the side bend for a moment, then, using the muscles on your left side, slowly and with control, draw your torso back up to the upright, centered position. Take a breath, then repeat by bending to your left side, sliding your left fingertips down your left leg, feeling the stretch on your right and engagement on your left. A common mistake here is to lean forward or backward during the side bend. Try to keep your body in a single plane, as if you're sliding between two panes of glass. Another is to force the movement beyond your comfortable range. Gentle, controlled bends are far more effective and safer. For a progression, as you bend to the right, you could simultaneously reach your left arm up and over your head, arcing it towards the right, to deepen the stretch along your left side. Remember to keep your shoulders relaxed and away from your ears. Aim for about 8 to 10 controlled side bends to each side. This movement is wonderful for improving your lateral core strength, your spinal flexibility in the sideways plane, and your overall sense of stability against those unexpected side-to-side disturbances. For our fourth and final exercise in this seated routine, we're going to focus on our foundation, our feet and lower legs, with seated heel and toe lifts. While we are seated, the strength and flexibility of our ankles and the engagement of our calf and shin muscles are still incredibly important. These lower leg muscles play a crucial role in circulation. They help to support our knees, and they are vital for the push-off and landing phases when we do walk. Furthermore, these movements enhance proprioception, or your body's awareness of your feet on the ground, which is a key component of good balance, whether you're sitting or preparing to stand. Energizing this area can make your legs feel lighter and more responsive. Let's go through the seated heel and toe lifts. Continue to sit tall on your chair, towards the front edge, with your feet flat on the floor and about hip-width apart. Knees are bent at 90 degrees. Your hands can rest gently on your lap. First, let's do the heel lifts. Keeping the balls of your feet and your toes firmly on the floor, slowly lift both your heels up as high as you comfortably can. Imagine you are trying to come up onto your tiptoes while remaining seated. You should feel a strong engagement in your calf muscles at the back of your lower legs. Hold this lifted position for a second or two, really squeezing those calf muscles, and then slowly and with control, lower your heels back down to the floor. That's one repetition. Next, let's do the toe lifts. Now, keep your heels firmly on the floor. Slowly lift all 10 of your toes and the front part of your feet up towards the ceiling, as high as you comfortably can. You should feel the muscles on the front of your shins, your tibialis anterior, working. Hold this position for a second or two, really focusing on that upward lift, and then slowly lower your toes and the front of your feet back down to the floor. That's one repetition. You can perform these in a couple of ways. You can do a set of 10-15 heel lifts, then a set of 10-15 toe lifts. Or, for more dynamic engagement and coordination, you can alternate them. One heel lift, lower, then one toe lift, lower. This alternating pattern mimics the rocking motion your foot goes through when walking. When doing the heel lifts, avoid letting your ankles roll outwards. Try to push evenly through the balls of your feet. When doing the toe lifts, try to lift all toes evenly and avoid just pulling up with your big toe. And throughout both movements, maintain that tall, engaged posture in your torso. Don't slump. These seated heel and toe lifts are excellent for improving ankle strength and flexibility, boosting circulation in your lower legs, which can be very helpful if you sit for long periods, and enhancing the crucial mind-body connection with your feet. Strong, responsive feet and ankles are your direct interface with the ground, providing the stable base you need for secure balance when you do stand and walk. This exercise ensures that even while seated, you're keeping this vital foundation active and engaged. Fantastic work! You've just completed the ultimate seated routine for balance and core stability, featuring 4 powerful yet accessible exercises: the seated core braced march, seated torso twists, seated side bends, and seated heel and toe lifts. By dedicating just a few minutes to this routine, you are taking significant steps towards a stronger core, better spinal mobility, and an enhanced sense of balance, all from the safety and comfort of your chair. Before we wrap up, let's address a couple of common questions that might be on your mind. One question we often get is, can I really improve my overall balance if I'm only doing exercises while sitting down? The answer is a resounding yes. Many of the key components of good balance, such as core strength, good posture, spinal mobility, body awareness, and even lower leg strength, can be effectively trained and improved from a seated position. A strong, stable core, which these exercises promote, is like the sturdy trunk of a tree. It provides the central stability needed for your limbs to move effectively and for you to maintain your equilibrium, whether you are sitting or standing. These seated exercises build that crucial foundation. Another important question: how often should I do this seated routine for the best results? For most people, aiming to do this routine 3 to 5 times per week is a great goal. Consistency is much more important than doing one very long session. Listen to your body. On some days you might feel like doing more repetitions, on others a bit less. Even 5 to 10 minutes of focused movement like this, done regularly, can lead to noticeable improvements in how you feel and move. And if you particularly enjoy one or two of the exercises, feel free to incorporate them into your day even more frequently, perhaps as a short movement break. And finally, what if I feel some mild discomfort or find some movements challenging? It's normal to feel your muscles working, and a little mild muscle fatigue is a sign that you're challenging yourself appropriately. However, you should never push through sharp pain. If a movement causes pain, try reducing the range of motion, performing fewer repetitions, or focusing on an even gentler version. If pain persists, it's always best to consult with your doctor or a physical therapist. Remember, these exercises are adaptable. The goal is progress, not perfection. By embracing this seated routine, you are actively investing in your health, your safety, and your independence. You're proving that limitations don't have to define you, and that there are always effective ways to build strength and improve your well-being. Feel that newfound engagement in your core, that improved ability to sit taller, that subtle increase in your confidence. That's the power of consistent, mindful movement. We truly want this channel to be a supportive space for you, a place where you feel understood, encouraged, and embraced on your health journey. Your progress and your well-being are what motivate us. So, what did you think of this seated routine? Which exercise felt the best for you, or which one do you think will be most beneficial? Please share your experience in the comments below, perhaps by telling us, "My favorite seated move was." We love hearing from you, and your feedback helps us create even better content for this wonderful community. If you found this routine helpful and believe it could support others, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with anyone you know who might benefit from effective, accessible seated exercises. And of course, to ensure you don't miss out on our upcoming videos, including more seated routines, tips for managing joint pain, and strategies for boosting your energy, please subscribe to Canal Senior Vitality Hub and click that notification bell. Thank you for taking this time for yourself today. Remember, every movement counts towards a stronger, more stable, and more vibrant you. Keep moving, stay positive, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.